Well, good afternoon, Chandra. I'm so glad to have you join me again today for our
And
conversation. We're going to be talking about some very relevant issues and topics as it relates to hiring. And in our instance, we are hiring friends and family.
right, right. And as you know, with everything going on with social distancing and the perfect storm of having friends being laid off, possibly that you are aware of their skill set, or even grown kids that could be family or children of friends that have graduated from college, have great credentials, great educational training, but no opportunity for expansion, coupled with the fact that you have a need, you have a perfect opportunity to create a win-win situation.
Yeah, well, using our expertise as business developers as well as leadership development, we want to talk a little bit about the three tips we have talked through in terms of what it would take to successfully hire friends and family into your small business. Now, this is in the context of some of you may have received your PPP benefits through your financial institution or the EIDL, or there are a myriad of other benefits that are being offered to support small businesses. So I think tip number one is to identify what are the priorities and what are the needs for your small business, things that you've kind of gotten stuck with that you would like to be able to delegate to someone else, and just go through that list and give them a broad general description or list to identify what those priorities and needs are.
Yeah, that's very important because you have to have some sort of context around what work activities you need fulfilled that you can delegate, and then what would be an appropriate title for that. So tip two would be to, once you're able to formulate the active work activities that you need done, what is the job title of someone that would do that particular task? For example, if you need public relations work or project work, would that be a project manager or a media coordinator? Whatever that job title is, tip two is to create that title and then use databases such as salary.com or indeed.com to look up those particular job titles, see what the average salary is, and see the job description, so that now you can bring your needs together with the criteria to fulfill that need, so that you can then craft a job description to fulfill whatever it is you need done.
Yeah, and so when you talk about the numbers, and I know, Chandra, you get really excited about the idea of numbers being a CPA. When I followed that process of defining, the priorities, going to see what a job title or position might look like, and then getting the market value, I took that market value, which probably is going to be provided in terms of an annual salary, and divided it by the number 2080, which is the work hours in a full year, to come up with an
Absolutely.
hourly rate. So
Mhm.
then that hourly rate translates into tip number three. Decide whether you want to hire that friend or family member as an independent contractor, or if you want to hire them as an employee. Now, I'll talk a little bit about what it means to hire them as an employee from my perspective. Number one, I knew for sure I did not want to be responsible for writing checks and doing my own payroll. So we got some bonus tips that we'll share with you to address that. If you choose to get in contact with us, we'll be glad to share that. But as an employee, I knew that it would help me to fulfill my responsibilities with PPP loans that I've received. I knew that it was necessary to have the appropriate documentation, and also to make sure that I'm hiring in a manner that is in compliance with HR and all of the rules that they've put out there. What about independent contractors?
Yes, so for the first time with the PUA, which is the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance, never before have self-employed individuals had the opportunity to tap into this resource. But because of this global pandemic, this was offered, and readily so, because self-employed people needed that assistance as well. So you may find it that it may be important for you to have someone in the role of an independent contractor, such that you just have duties that are on a limited timeline. You don't want to withhold employee taxes, And it allows you to be able to document the fact that were able to use those unemployment benefits you call in every 2 weeks to show that you're deploying that to support your self-employment endeavors, to get more clients. And so if there's an independent contract agreement and you guys can come together, then you can have that friend, that grown family member, even your grown child that may be home from college with those skills that you can now actually document that you're actually using them to actually push forward your self-employment and your small business. So you can do that as an independent contractor.
Yeah, well, I hope our listening audience has found these brief tips to be very helpful. I think the main takeaways are treat your business like a business. The reason why we focused on friends and family is because we know there's a very gray area when it comes to with this special group of people, but I think it's doable. It's all about accountability. It's about productivity. It's about documentation and just making sure that you have all of your ducks in a row with clear communication. So.
Exactly. So if you know that, it's often said is that God is in the details. So those granular details, if you want more information, feel free to reach out, because it's in those details that are going to solidify the fact that this is not a favor. It's not like a benefit that you're giving to someone that you love, but they really have no skills. We can pull the documentation and the details around the fact so that you can document that and create an audit trail that's ironclad.
Right. Build your empire around the people that you know very well and you love, and everybody has the same future goals of being successful and making sure that you grow. So until next time, Chandra, I'm so glad that we could get together and talk about these things that we talk about on a normal basis, but now we get to record it and share it with our listening audience.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're better together. So until next time, just know you can always reach out to us. We're here for you. And just know that leadership is something that you can always advance and make better. And with the intention that we create around our services, this is all a part about this new territory of leadership. So this is one of these tips that we're knowing that's going to really, you can use right away. You can deploy in real time.
Okay, well, until next time, we'll see you then.
See you soon. Bye-bye.